to my series about all Chopin's music. Today I open a new opus of Nocturnos, Opus 27. As you remember, if you watched my other videos about Opus 9 and Opus 15, in both of those opuses we had 3 Nocturnos in one opus. So like 3 chapters of one book. Now Chopin is a little older, a little more experienced and more mature. It's year 1836 and Chopin decides to compose a new Nocturnos, new opus of Nocturnos, and this time he decided to put only 2 Nocturnos in one book. And they are extremely connected with each other, which I'm going to tell you soon. And what's so special about the year 1836 in Chopin's life? There are actually 2 things which had a huge impact on his mood and his feelings. The first was visit in Czech Republic, in Karlovy Valley, in the mountains, where he met his parents and his family, his sister, after quite some time, and he was extremely happy seeing them. It was the last time that he saw his parents, actually, in 1836. The next 13 years of his life he never met his parents anymore. And another thing was even more important and is interesting for us, especially when we look at his music. Chopin got engaged. His fiancée was Maria Wodzińska, and she said yes, so he was happy. And in this Nocturnos we have Chopin who is happy, definitely, especially we feel that in Nocturno in D flat major, number 2 in this opus. But Chopin with hope, Chopin with plans for the future, Chopin in love. The mature love. So again, when he feels this romantic mood, happiness, romantic mood, he wants to write Nocturnos, because Nocturnos are songs of the night, so they should be romantic. But these 2 Nocturnos are different from all the previous ones. Here we have really mature Chopin who writes a true masterpieces. And let's listen to a little bit to this Nocturno. I'm sure you know it because it's extremely popular and very beautiful. now it's enough. That's the Nocturne that we are going to talk about. We are going to sink into this magic, beautiful, unforgettable music. The mood is very mysterious. I think you agree with me, and I will explain it to you why. Before I start my analysis, I want to tell you that this Nocturne provoked many musicologists and biographers of Chopin to fantasize and to create beautiful poetic fantasies about many things. Fantasies which are not connected with the music, but just stories, full of details. I read them, and sometimes I don't even know what to say. I'm just sure that Chopin would laugh so much, because he laughed at Robert Schumann when he was making up such stories about his music. Chopin never thought about this kind of things. So please understand, but I'm not going to tell you with details about these images, but also because I, as a pianist, as a performer, and while doing these videos, I don't want to, because I want to put it clear. These videos are not to tell you that, oh, this phrase is like a river, and this phrase is like a bird. Sometimes it happens that I tell something like this, but I don't want to say the story exactly to tell you how you should listen to this, because there is no point in that. Music is music, and your imagination is your imagination. My imagination as an artist, I also can and I want to feel what I want. But in this analysis of this Nocturne, I want to focus on music. I want to try to make analysis of the what the composer did to make this music sounds like this. So let's start. The Nocturne starts with the introduction on the left hand, which is not really introduction, but just gives us, if we open the eyes and we feel the background of the painting we are going to look at. Musical painting. This is the background. Dark. Night, right? It's dark. And empty. Empty. Why empty? If you are a musician, you know. If you're not a musician, I will explain it to you. When we have a chord which sounds full, we need at least, but mostly, 3 notes. Every chord, we build the chord using the notes on the scale, inside the scale. The scale is 7 notes plus 8 note is the same that the first one. Excuse me. This is the scale. All the white keys, the C major. When we want to build a chord, we have to play every second key. So first, third, and fifth. Then we have a chord. And we call the first note the first, the third, and the fifth. Because we, excuse me, because I was thinking in Polish when we actually call it a little different, but in English I suppose it's just numbers. If not, please correct me. The first, the third, and the fifth. Okay, and then we need those 3 to feel full. But here, we only have 2. What we are missing is the third. There is no third. And now, the third in the accord is the most important, because depending on whether the third is minor or major, we have the chord which is minor, so sad and dark, or major, which is happy and bright. So these two notes are not changing. But then if we have minor, then we have sad. If we have major, we have happy, bright. Here we don't know what we have. So we don't know if this is major or minor key. And of course it's not a coincidence. Chopin is doing this on purpose. And then what happens next? Right hand comes and plays what? The third. This is the third missing here. But what third is this? This is the minor third. So what we hear now is the minor chord, sad chord. But immediately after the first note, Chopin changes his mind. He's changing this note for the major. So we had very sad chord, and suddenly, so is he crazy? Can't he decide? Well, if he's sad, let him write the sad music. If he's happy, let him write the happy music. How can he change the mood so fast? Well, if you were in love, you know, when we are in love, especially at the beginning, engaged and having hopes, but we are far away from our love, usually our mood is like this. And Chopin's mood was also like this, because he was not sure. They promised each other, but he was far away. He was sick. He was not sure. So maybe this is what's inside him. But definitely that's how this music is. And it's fascinating. Don't you think so? How beautifully it's written. So we start sad, but then we get brighter. And then sad again. And then again happy. Listen. This is a major key. So sad, happy, like this. So this is the first phrase. Pianistically extremely hard to play. Adolf Gutmann, Chopin's student, said about this Nocturne that Chopin demanded left hand to play sotto voce almost nothing. So just like the background. So what we have here is the pianist has to use the different touch of his fingers, left hand, and different in the right hand. Then we have magic. Oh, I love this so much. So we hear some song, very sad actually, but it changes. It ends with the smile, and then again repeated. And what happens now? Oh my God! Where is the continuation of the melody? Disappeared. Where is this? It disappeared. The melody stopped. It's almost like the melody passed out. We feel a little scared and quiet, because it is almost like somebody in our surrounding just fainted, just passed out. We don't know what's going on. There is no melody, and there will not be, because suddenly we will have a new melody, a new phrase. The phrase which is also like this, like this kind of energetical wave. When we start from the top, we go down, and when we are down we feel it's okay, but then we go up again, and then again down. So definitely the man who is writing this music is not stable. This music is not stable, emotionally not stable. The whole first part. A little up, a little down, a little major, so happy and bright, a little sad, so dark. But it's not only dark, or it's not only bright. Very, very special. This distance between left hand in the darkness and the right hand is, of course, is done on purpose, because it brings also the magic that we hear. It makes the magic. So then all this phrase is repeated. The first phrase. But there is something new. And now I want you to listen carefully and answer what is new, what Chopin adds here. Second voice. We have a dialogue here, a duet. We have a duet. There was some person at the beginning just sitting, maybe in the shadow, and listening to this unstable melody. When the melody starts again, he comes out and answers. Here. And again. Listen. A duet. Again. Then again this melody passed out. Again we have no continuation. We don't know what's going on. And the middle part starts. And now the middle part is extremely interesting and unusual. Of course it is faster, is twice as fast or even more, is faster than the first one. And it will bring three climaxes. This is very unusual. Usually we have one big climax. Here we will have one big climax, then another very big climax, and then the third big climax. And they are a little different. Because the first climax is appassionato, so passionate, but it doesn't feel dramatic. It feels more heroic, more like we won, or we are going to win. The second as well is very heroic, but the third is like a big drama, like a death or something terrible that happens. And all these three climaxes are preceding by a very like a balladish, I would say, phrases that has definitely, these phrases have some story behind. I want to show you how it is built. The first, let's call it a wave. We have three waves. The first wave, like in the ocean, brings us to this heroic climax. Let's listen to the first wave and then let's make an analysis. the first phrase. Big wave, a climax, heroic climax, then going down. We feel that we were hesitating with the mood in the first part. Then the second part is like bad thoughts, dark thoughts are coming into our head. Something like Chopin, who was maybe thinking, oh, maybe we will never marry because I'm sick, because my sickness is deadly, and I will not survive, maybe I will die, maybe I will not be happy. And these thoughts are coming to his head, until he finally wants to destroy them. He thinks, that's it, that's enough. I don't want to think like that anymore. I will fight and I will win. I will win those thoughts. It is, very heroic, yes, I will win. But how this wave is built, because it's fascinating. The left hand has two voices. First one is like a line. Coming closer to us, closer, 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 until we have the climax. And the second voice is very special. It's almost like Claude Debussy music, or even post-impressionistic music, when the composer decides to use keys in the keyboard which are very close to each other, and they bring kind of dirt, as it's dirty. But this is Chopin. Of course, he used it on purpose to make it scary. Listen. Yes, and as you can see, it's like an etude for the left hand as well. This Nocturne, not so easy to perform, to play pianistically. So that's the left hand, and the right hand has also two layers, two voices. The first one is like a signal, like some kind of alert. This is what Chopin writes. Usually when we hear the Nocturne, we hear something like this. But this is really wrong. I mean, most of the pianists play like this because of course it's written in the score, but you know what? The ending of this melody, this is written by Chopin in a lower voice. Chopin doesn't make any accent, he makes accent on this. And this should be played very, very soft. It's not the continuation of the melody at all. So I do try to play it like this. Maybe for you, if you know very well other recordings, it might be strange for you. But I think that this alarm is what Chopin really wanted to achieve here, because that's how he writes in the score. So let's listen to this in its entirety. The second wave, again building the climax. And the second climax, heroic. This is almost like the heroic Polonaise. I mean, sorry, this is the military, the heroic. This is the... third wave. And then the drama won. There's a big drama here. This is Chopin, who is again, you know, using his fists to bang the table. Almost like this. Very dramatic moment. And then what we have next is very fascinating. Very dramatic moment. But this what I play for you now, what Chopin puts here. It seems like there was a Franz Liszt who sneaked at night into the room of Chopin's while he was sleeping. He looked at this and he thought, oh, what a fantastic piece. And here I think Chopin should write something like this. And Liszt took a pen and he wrote this, what I'm going to play for you. That's how it sounds. It's a copy. It's not really like Chopin. It seems like the Liszt wrote. Just listen to this. After this. And now like a recitativo. Maybe it was only a dream. Everything was a bad dream. And we are back at the beginning. And now the coda. Let's listen to the coda and feel the energy and the mood. Completely different, right? Yes, it is, because we have major. Now, finally, Chopin is stable. After all this, what happened before, after the drama, after these ups and downs, he reached the stability. He is happy. This part is happy. And they, the couple, are together finally. Before, when we had a duet, they were not together. Now, if you listen to the right hand, do you hear two voices? This is two voices. And very close to each other. So they are together. So maybe finally they are together. And everything is in major. After all this pain, you know, just the last bar, the last motif before this happiness, Chopin writes con duolo in Italian, which means with pain. This part, you don't know, with pain. And then suddenly, heaven. There is no suffering anymore. And we enter in the major key. Major chord. The chord which we didn't start, we start from minor. And then this chord is the beginning of the next, exactly the same notes Exactly. Exactly. And then we have this melody. So they are connected. They should be played together, almost without a break. I think without any break. That's how close they are. It's like two chapters, two love poems. Very, very beautiful. This first Nocturno is special because it consists on a very magic moments, magic first part, but also then the part which we have three climaxes when we reach the big drama and we feel almost like inside some story. I think since I love this Nocturno so much, I never played it in public because I learned other Nocturnos, but now I learned this one for these videos. It will be a great pleasure for me to try to play it for you now from the beginning to the end, trying to be extremely inspired. I hope you will enjoy this surprise. So let's enjoy this Nocturno now. thank you very much for listening, for being with me until here, until now. And I invite you to watch my other videos. See you soon. Bye bye.